All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. So glad that you're here with us. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's Thursday. It's Thankful Thursday, and so we have a great day lined up for you today. We're gonna make it as quick as possible, but we have a lot of information, so you might want to take some notes, maybe jot some stuff down. We're talking about self-care, and with me today, of course, is the most amazing Seth Pearson. Coach Seth, we're so glad that you're here. It's been a while. We've been a little delayed, about a week now.
Yeah.
We were normally come on Tuesday, but some things had to happen, so we decided to make it Thursday today. So we're just so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for all you do for our community, Seth. If you ever want to learn about what Seth is up to and what message he brings to you, you absolutely need to follow him. Down below here, you're going to see a scrolly thing, and it has our handles, or if you call them handles anymore, I don't even know. But
I don't know. I don't know what we call them.
For Instagram. So go and follow Seth, and you can also follow me if you haven't already there. So we've got some cool content on Instagram, some cool things that you learn and everything. But we got to get started real quickly here, and we want to deliver the goods to you. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, happy Thankful Thursday to you.
Yes.
Hope you're staying blessed, focused, and productive today.
Definitely.
And now we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about self-care. And I'll tell you, self-care is not being selfish. A lot of people think that, but we're going to get into that.
We'll get into that a lot more in a few minutes. But always just remember, self-care is never selfish. Taking care of yourself is never selfish.
Yep.
A lot of people may say, all you think about is you and everything, and then you say you're daggone right. Okay.
You have to.
At times it's very important for us to think of ourselves.
Absolutely. And especially in certain times, of course.
Exactly.
So the first question that we have is, what have you done for you lately? And I know we posed this question for you kind of a while back. If you hadn't seen that video, go back and take a look at it. But this is absolutely an essential question to ask so that you can move forward to be successful, to be the best version of you, right?
Definitely.
So how can you take care of you is the question. We're going to go through some big topics here and break them down on certain areas. So exactly. So I'm going to move forward here with self-care. And Seth, you want to share this one real quick?
Oh, definitely. Self-care is literally, guys, about being aware of what you need and what you don't need. We're going to talk about the concept of what you don't need a lot more later on in this video, but it's really, you come to the point of you're actually aware of what you need and what you don't need, and remember that both are equally important. And self-care is so crucial for those of us, especially those of us that are entrepreneurs, because we can get so wrapped up in our business and so focused on it, making it a success, and that's great. To be focused on your business, that's great. But the thing you got to remember is you got to also take care of you, because overwhelm is one of those things that can happen, really quickly, unfortunately.
Right.
So you got to make sure you take time out for you, figure out what you need and what you don't need, and both are equally important, as we said. All right. So make sure of that.
Absolutely. So first and foremost is our physical part. And we'll obviously, we could think of that and we can go, oh yeah, exercise, being active, of course, eating well and eating clean, drinking water, right? I don't really understand the next one that I'm going at. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but dude, hygiene.
No, hygiene is probably one of the most crucial and one of the most important, actually, because it's just something about, doing something for yourself that makes you feel better. I remember when my mom was in one of her rehabilitation places when she had cancer. If those of you who don't know my story, my mother had cancer, and she was in a rehabilitation facility doing physical therapy and also some speech therapy as well, and occupational therapy. And she asked me to actually bring her earrings and some things, so she could wash her face and actually put on earrings for herself. And then actually, it turned out that her earrings, my mom had 2 holes in each ear, but putting on earrings and washing her face each morning for herself, it gave her so much more confidence during her therapy when she was, getting back up and walking again, because she had a line of tumors down her spine. So she had literally had many issues learning how to walk and move again. But it's just amazing, just doing something for yourself that can make you feel just so amazing. It can be, like a nice, shower or a bath, or in my mom's case, earrings, actually putting on earrings or washing your face. So it's really amazing. So, yeah. So it's powerful.
Yeah, and you're right. Like, it is powerful. Sometimes, people sit at their desk for so long and they don't realize, I've been working really hard at this particular graphic or whatever it is,
Mhm.
but what they're not doing is paying attention to like themselves. Like my mom noticed that the other day about me. She's like, "You've been sitting at that computer for like hours," and it's because I was going through a training. But
Mhm.
you have to get up and walk around. You have to get up and move. You've got to go wash your hands, and
Mhm.
you got to go wash your hair and brush your teeth, and take care of you. It's so important. So important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And along with that, also with eating as well. I mean, I remember when I first got started with my business, I would literally like sit at my computer and everything for like hours on end. And it
Mhm.
turned out that, I was just sitting here for hours on end that I completely forgot to eat or
Yeah.
drink anything.
Yeah.
So what happens then, for me as well, I got this bad headache. So I was like, okay, why do I have this headache? Oh, I haven't eaten in some odd hours. I'm like, oh, okay. You know,
Right.
so it's always
Right.
important to also take breaks and everything as well.
Take tons of breaks, move
Mm-hmm.
around. We're talking
Yep.
about the physical, move around, exercise. I have been really, really bad the last couple of years, and I haven't really been consistent with my exercise program. And now I've started getting back into the last 3 weeks, and I'm telling you, I feel so good. Um,
Mm.
I feel amazing. And
Yeah.
it's because I think that there was something that kind of triggered in my brain that was like, you know what, it's time to, you've got to start really taking care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of
Exactly.
yourself, you can't take care of anyone else or your business. So,
Preach
um,
it.
so that's where we
Amen.
are. So let's move on, because we're gonna run through this real fast here. But the next big piece is mental. Okay, mental. Now we're not talking about emotional. Well, we could, but right now it's
Mm-hmm.
really more mental, right? And
Yeah.
so what that includes is, of course, you're reading your personal development books, your professional development books, like Think and Grow Rich, and maybe some like success principles, or whatever
Mm-hmm.
reading material you have. That probably also includes podcasts, I would say.
Definitely.
So
Oh yeah.
that would be part of this group here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You can
and
read a personal development, and you can also listen to them, like Audible and everything. You can listen to them and read them. And one tip I know that a lot of other entrepreneurs I know of do, they actually listen to an audiobook, like a personal development book, while they're
while
on the treadmill or
reading,
something, or
yeah,
while they are, doing something physical. So yeah, it's amazing. It's,
totally exercise while
both
you.
in one stone. So yeah.
That's really brilliant, absolutely.
Mhm.
And also YouTube has some people that they put their audiobooks on YouTube.
Mhm.
Just so you know, you can go to
Yeah,
YouTube
just
and you can
FYI there.
listen. Yeah,
Yep.
totally. So
Yeah.
don't think you have to go buy out anything. If you could go to the library.
Mhm.
Did I freeze?
You did.
I'm
It's
here.
okay. She's still here. Okay,
You
you're
can go
good
to
now.
and you can digitally download some books. So you guys, the world is yours as far as like the materials that you can get.
Definitely.
And then, of course, along that same line is masterminds, mentorship programs, or webinars. I
Definitely.
say that anytime that you can hop on a mastermind or do a mentorship program or a webinar,
Mm.
do it.
Oh,
Because I'll
yes.
tell you what, you're going to soak in so much information, and
Oh, you really
it
are.
will work out in the long run. It really will.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So there's that one.
I do know.
Along
I
those
do know.
lines,
Well, I was going to
I'll go
say, I
back to
do
that.
know some people. I do know some people who actually just try and steer clear of some webinars. They're like, oh, all I'm gonna do is sit on a webinar, and all they're trying to do is just sell me something at the end for like some amount of money and everything. I'm like, dear, before they're giving you so much information, webinars sometimes get a bad rep, but the thing is, they are really powerful because they can give you so much amazing quality value and information, to help you, along in your business, to help you in life. They're actually really incredible.
Exactly. And you know what else I was thinking about?
Yeah, they're incredible.
With that is, if you're watching a webinar, you can actually, like the whole process of that webinar, and you can recreate one yourself. You can
That's
learn
true.
from the actual like bone structure of a webinar,
Yes.
as well as the content inside of it. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would always attend a webinar. I would always hop on a mastermind or a mentorship program to see how they break things down, because that could be you. You could duplicate some of that stuff.
Exactly.
A mental.
Think about it. Exactly.
All right, let's move in. Courses, your own or someone else's. I know we were just talking about like how you could pull a webinar and you could dissect it basically and duplicate whatever part of it. That would be your own course. You could do the very same thing one day. Or somebody else's. So anytime you're offered a free course or a very inexpensive course, take it up. The more that you absorb it, the better. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
For sure. The next one is goal setting, right?
One of my favorites.
Yes. You want to share with the class?
Oh, please. Oh, Jesus. Goal setting is probably one of my favorite things inside of the realm of personal development. It is always so important for us to be setting goals. And for me, I know what I used to do is I only just used to like set, like this is my goal for, for this year. This is, my goal. But the thing is, we need to start setting daily goals, not just daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And one of the things I always talk about is setting big goals, setting huge goals for ourselves. So it's just, I love goal setting. The theme of goal setting is just, I could talk about it for hours, but I don't have hours today. It's just setting goals is so powerful. And one of the things I talk about all the time to people that I talk to on a daily basis is the idea of setting big goals and setting big dreams, because they allow you to really get out of your comfort zone and push yourself,
Right.
Well, set those goals, please. I love it.
Definitely. And also think about the verbiage and how you set that, how you write that goal out. I learned this last weekend. I had an amazing convention it was a virtual convention I was part of. And the first thing is, you always start out with, I am so happy and grateful now. And you set yourself in that time ahead. You set a date in the future. You put yourself in that place. And whatever it is that you want, you put it there, right? Whatever it is that you want. And you have to visualize it. You have to.
Yes, you do.
And so then you write that goal out 3 times, and then you say it out loud 3 times. And you envision yourself in that position. And then you do the same thing at night. So I've actually shortened my affirmation, Seth. You'll be proud of me. I've shortened my affirmations, my goals to that. My morning has shortened because of what I learned this weekend, and it's been incredible. So always attach some meaningful verbiage to it and a date.
Definitely.
There.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next big section is spiritual. Right? Okay. Now we're not here to harp on any kind of religion or faith or anything, but we are here to say that, in order to have the self-care that you need to deserve, you've got to believe in something higher than you, or a more bigger than you, right? We obviously want to believe in ourselves, but there's something very impactful that's on our environment, that's outside this way, that we need to focus on. So that would include spiritual realm. That would include meditation or prayer. Spend some time within either one of those areas. mindfulness.
Mm.
Yeah. Explain to everybody what mindfulness really means, Seth.
Oh
Especially
boy,
in
how
this.
long you got? Mindfulness. Wow. Well, mindfulness is literally about being mindful of what's going on around you.
Mhm.
And oh man, being being aware of what's going on around you without being judgy, if that makes sense, without judging it.
Right.
Being in a state where you are at one, okay, but the thing is you're not judging anything that happens. Like a lot of mindfulness prayer, a lot of mindfulness like meditations that I've done, well, a lot of them you're pretty much just sitting there and you're being mindful about your breathing, you're being mindful about about your body and everything. But the thing is, you may have distractions, you may hear different things, someone may come into the room, or some things may be going on, and the thing is your mind will then shift to whatever that sound was or whatever it was. But the thing is, it's important to not judge yourself for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about staying in the present moment without being judgy, in other words. So it
Right.
just, we're going to talk about mindfulness for hours.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
it's incredible. It really is
that's
incredible. Very powerful. So yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And then, of course, being part of a group, attending any kind of service, worship, or maybe a Bible study or something like that. So being surrounding yourself in fellowship, I would say. So
Yep, definitely.
That's part of the spiritual section.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to talk about how a couple of these activities that we're gonna go into belong in all three of these categories, basically.
Oh, definitely.
And there are not very many. I mean, we don't have very many right here, but I'm sure you can find plenty more outside of this video. So the first thing is vision boards. You can be physical at it, you can create it. It comes from here, and it's also very spiritual. So
definitely. And you get emotional when you look at it.
You do.
You get emotional when you look at your vision board. You get emotional when you look at your possible future, or the goals that you have.
Exactly.
Looking at it gives you some type of emotion.
Exactly.
And you sit in that emotion and feel it. It's important.
Yes. Yes. And if you haven't done a vision board yet,
do
it. Do it. I mean, you don't have to follow a course. You just go and, you basically, you're opening up a catalog and picking out exactly what you want in your life. How
Pretty
fun
much.
is that? It's like,
I know. It's great.
So, yeah.
It's like, I want this and this and this. Yep. It's great.
And then affirmations. You speak it into the world. You write it, you speak it, you think it. It becomes
and you feel it.
Becomes spiritual for sure. So affirmations are not like goal. They're kind of similar to goals, but they're not. They're just giving them the affirming for the future. So
definitely.
Yes, very good. We're gonna head into. I feel like we ran through this pretty quickly, but this is stuff that y'all really know. We don't really need to delve into it deeper, and just want to kind of remind you about some of these things. But we're gonna head into final thoughts, and Seth, there is something that you wanted to share.
Oh, there's a lot I want to share. Well, one of the things that I have learned about self-care over the course of the years, is the fact that self-care is important. And as we talked about in the beginning of this, self-care is literally about being aware of what you need, which is wonderful. But it's also about, as I said, being aware of what you don't need. Now, this is where it comes in with, you say no to something and someone may say, oh, you're so selfish. And you go, yeah, you're daggone right. I'm going to be selfish. But what this is more important than anything, is about setting boundaries. It's about setting a clear-cut boundary for yourself. And that's one of the most powerful forms of self-care you can give yourself. Okay? And it's all about the actual courage to say no. Having the actual courage to say no to something, setting a boundary, like it could be a physical boundary between you and someone who you don't feel is, maybe supporting you. We'll talk about that in a bit. But it can also be an emotional boundary. Okay, setting an emotional boundary. If someone wants you to do something, but you already feel that you're overwhelmed and you already have so many things to do for yourself, it's about saying, yes, I need to say no to this, because I have other things that I need to do for myself. That takes courage. Okay, so that, as I said, that's one of the most powerful forms of self-care you can give yourself. The actual courage to say no and set up a boundary for yourself. Setting boundaries is very powerful for all of us. So it's one of the things I've learned over the years in life, in therapy. It's incredible. That's very powerful. So yeah.
And it's healthy and it's okay. It's absolutely okay.
Thank you. It's healthy and it's okay. It's okay to set boundaries and it's okay to say no.
And what's going to happen if you say no to somebody, what are they going to really do?
Yeah, really.
They're probably going to respect you because you did say no.
Yeah. Right? They're either going to respect you because you said no, or they're going to say, oh, well, whatever, they'll walk away from you. And you know what? You don't need that in your life anyway. You don't need the negativity.
And that leads me to the last point, and this, we're going to put a quote up here because it's going to be one of those quotes, right?
Uh-huh. But take a picture of this quote, write it down, do something with it, put it on your wall, put it on your bathroom window or bathroom mirror, something.
Well, think about the people that you spend time with right now, right? You are, you think about the way that they are, the way that they treat you, or the vibe that they bring around themselves. Are they talking negatively? Are they complaining? Are they blaming? Are they uplifting? Are they encouraging? You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
Yes.
And that's all there is to it. Think about that. You are the average, right? You are the average. So if you're spending time with people that are, definitely not doing the right thing, you're the average of that. If you're spending time with 5 people that are doing the right thing, if they have those core values, if they're practicing those core values, you are the average of that. Which side of the table do you want to be on?
Yep.
With that being
said, want to be on this side. What's that?
Right?
Exactly.
You do. You need like a scale or something, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's kind of where we are, everyone. We're going to complete this call today, and we'll see you guys next week. But final thoughts, final words that you want to share with everyone today before we say goodbye.
Well, just always know that self-care is not selfish. I mean, we titled this because self-care is not selfish. Okay, just always remember that and focus on that, guys. It's not selfish, and again, it's about being aware of what you need and equally what you don't need. Setting boundaries. You all can do it, okay? But always remember to take care of yourself. You cannot take care of other people until you take care of yourself. Okay, right. Always be mindful of who you spend your time with. Okay, always be mindful. Do they uplift you? Do they motivate you? Or do they bring you down? Do all they talk about is, negative stuff? Or they, you tell your goals and your dreams to them, and they're like, oh, you won't achieve that. That's a stupid dream. I'm like, okay, get out of my face. So it's like, I don't need that. So always be mindful of that. All right.
Well, and then also, before we go, you brought up a really good point there. The people that say those things, where are they in life?
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Are they like working into the bone, grinding at a job? Well, obviously they don't. I'm not going to follow someone's advice if it's not, if they're kind of in that place that I don't want to be. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So, but with that being said, in final closing, I'll always say, be blessed, focused, and productive, my friends. And Seth, you have your famous words too.
And my famous words: stay positive, stay motivated, and stay focused on your big dreams and goals. That's what
Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, we will. Take care, everybody. Take care of yourselves.
Bye now.
Bye.